Bitcoin back at 95K, feeling a little bit bearish on the shorter time frames here. And I'm thinking at the moment here, we've got about 24 hours before something major is going to happen here with BTC. So today I'm going to help you guys prep. I'm going to give you my views. I'm going to give you some key levels. I'm going to sort you out on some relative strength altcoins as well, so that you are well prepped for any problems here over this Thanksgiving weekend that is coming up ahead. Okay, let's get right into this, guys. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. You know who's here. He's now a chart hacker. It's Rainbow Ray, but now he's a chart hacker. And if you guys don't know about that, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a few moments. But look, he's a big smile on his face. He's quite happy. He's quite happy about that situation. Okay, look at this situation here. Look at WLD. What do we call this? AI shitcoinery of the highest order. 16% up at the moment. Virtual. I'm guessing that's an AI token. Ray, have you ever heard of this thing? But we can see Fetch is doing a little bit of action for us. Render and AI tech that I've been talking about for a while on the show, that is showing a little bit of strength here at the moment. And then obviously ENS, our ETH strength play, is staring us in the face. We've been touching on this one for the last probably for the last year. We've been looking at ENS as an ETH strength play that has finally started cooking there for us. So overall though, I would say current sentiment for me, it's not very exciting. The market's pretty slow at the moment, other than a select group of altcoins that are popping off at the moment. And I've been looking at my trading accounts. There's a lot of up, down going on, but no decisive moves yet. And the longer we sit in these situations, it starts telling me we're getting a decisive move. And we are looking for one either to the upside or to the downside. So let's catch up on some of the news here and just see what is potting. So Thanksgiving Day. Okay, Bitcoin price on Thanksgiving Day over the years. I thought this was great. In 2010, when nobody knew what Bitcoin was, 0.28. I mean, we can only imagine what that might have felt like. But if you bought Bitcoin at 0.28, would you have had the conviction to hold it beyond, say, 2015 at $300 when you were gazillion-xing yourself there? So that is interesting. But look at this. The one for me is 2020, 18,000. Then we hit almost 60K 21. Then 22, we go back to hell. Look at that, 16K, 37K, and 24. I wonder where this thing is going to be, Ray. Where are we going to be 2 years from now? Are we going to be back at 50K?
I mean, I think we'll be 6 digits.
6 digits
2 years from now?
Years. So, I mean, if you look at this pattern, though, look at this. 2020 was 18. Then we mega pumped, right? Then we went 16. Okay, I don't know. Okay, maybe back at 60s. I think the ETF has got a lot to do with this. I think these ETFs will help a lot as well with things at the moment. But interesting numbers going around, and the fear and greed index going back to normal. Okay, what is normal? Something more juicy, something more neutral, not 94, which was scaring the shit out of us the other day. So the quicker this thing just starts ticking over while we sit around and starts moving down, that could be a lot better for us as well. We want to move out of this extreme greed. I don't like that 94. That 94 was a bit hectic for us. And Cointelegraph just telling us the SEC has filed the Bitwise 10 crypto index ETF. Now look at this, these bangers in here, the old school guys, XRP, ADA in the house, BCH, Uni, and DOT. I mean, are these guys going to get another life here and a little bit more action? We've seen what ADA... PCH, no, bro. We've seen what's happened in the market with ADA. We've seen XRP has come alive again. So Uni's also doing well. So good for them. Okay, anybody's holding these old shit coins, and this was great. When someone asked me why my ETH is still below 5K. Now, guys, this ETH thing is waking up. So, I mean, this was our excuse last time. It was sad, okay, from FTX. But you guys know this is coming. Now, I've been talking about this for a while here. And I think whether it's this current move on the ETH situation or on the next pullback, I suspect these ETH plays are really going to start dominating. And we can see in the ETH chart at the moment, the ETH is actually breaking horizontals on the daily. And Solana, for example, it's got a head and shoulders, looking a little bit bearish. Is the interest really now going to start focusing back on ETH? And I suspect that is where this market is going to start leaning itself towards very soon. Okay, if not, well, as you can see, it's been happening already. And then Run today, I was on Run's show, and he had an interesting stat about where he thinks this existing pullback can go to. Now, he's feeling quite bearish, and I must say on the lower time frame charts, we are looking a little bit bearish there. And he did this calculation using the Bitcoin mining costs, and his bottom for any dump, okay, based on this tweet, is about 88K that he's looking at. So that was the low that he was calling today on BTC. And I just wanted to add a little bit of this for you guys, just to show there's actually a little bit of extra fib support in that region as well. Look at this. I've got a very bullish 236 fib pool on the BTC 3-day chart. So based on that stat with the minor levels there, if we go down to that zone, that's about an 8% pullback on BTC. What does that mean for altcoins? Maybe 16 or 20. Some of them obviously going to get absolutely caned a little bit harder, but that is the low that he is calling. Now, we can't write off any other lows just because of that stat, because these things obviously don't work every single time. But what we can see is our key levels again is, for me, 87,700. Then we've got 81,500, and a little bit lower down, this guy here is a very important zone for me. The reason this is important for me is that's the 50-day moving average, and that is also the bottom of that CME gap that we've been talking about now over the last while. There's a big CME gap in that zone. And for me, if we start sweating lower, I can't see why they won't come down and kiss that 50-day MA, tie it in with a CME gap close, and then absolutely send. So these are the key levels you want to be watching. I think the safest or the sweetest play for the altcoins, where we're not going to print majorly, new lows and things, would be that kind of game plan on BTC on the daily over the next while. But we got to be prepared for this dip lower. And if we do get that dip lower on BTC, you've got to be prepared. You've got to get your 618s out on those higher time frame pools, on those altcoins that you are trading. You really want to get those weekly charts out, find your 618s, find your 0.5s, those types of levels. Because if Bitcoin goes down to close the CME gap, I suspect those 618s are going to get hit pretty quickly, and it's going to be brutal if you are sitting in some longs. Now, let's go into I'm going to talk to you guys about chart hackers. I mean, you guys know about my school that has just come out, and I want to give you some alpha. Let's talk about some things first. Let's cover a couple of charts. Then we're going to talk to you about the school. We're going to talk to you about the Discord and the whole chart hackers situation. Okay, so stick around. We got tons happening here for you guys. My current situation on BTC is, okay, a couple of levels we need to pay attention to here, Ray. And I mean, we are sitting short. Ray, you short at the moment as well, huh? I'm sitting short. Okay, I'm sitting scalp short here on Prime XBT. Now, I'm going to explain this to you. I've also got a short-term AVAX short that I opened on WeX as well. And that cash short that you guys know about, that thing, I added a little bit to that one as well. I'm still sitting in the link short, and that is the reason. Okay, so we're sitting in Chart Prime. Yeah, I mean, not Chart Prime, Prime XBT. We are short at the moment. Now, let's just cover what is going on here. So this is BTC on the 1 hour that we are watching, and some key levels at play. So the interesting thing for us, we can see we lost our rising trend. We had this beautiful rising trend. This is applicable on multiple time frames, but I've zoned in on the 1 hour here for you guys. So we've lost this trend. We are now starting to fall over. So we've had our little trend retest in quite a hot zone here, and a big rejection for us. Now, you can see we've bounced up earlier today. We've pinged that EMA 50 on the 4 hour for our next bearish rejection. So we could be in a situation now on BTC where we just start tracking a little bit lower here. So that is what I've got my eyes fixed on now on this 1 hour time frame. And then also, if we get a situation now where we slowly start grinding lower, look out in the next 24 hours for a big wick to some big levels to the downside. And I don't want to get too, bearish here, but let's just tee off some key levels here for you guys. So 94,800, that is zone number one. Anything down to 94,400. Okay, this little region here for me is interesting. We've got multiple VWAPs here. We've got a 382, so that's a zone of interest. Then 94K, unfortunately, also comes into play because we do have our 0.5 and our anchored VWAP. So we can look at this box as a whole, 94,800 to 94K. That zone could give us some kind of push up here on BTC. So don't write that one off. And then a little bit lower down, I've got a banger here for you, 92,900. Okay, so that is what we're going to pay attention to. All of these areas can give you some kind of scalp bounce. They can give you some kind of scalp long play on BTC. But as far as altcoins are concerned, my current view is, based on how BTC looks at the moment, any little bounces here, short-term little moves we are looking at until we start breaking big trends, and then we can get a little bit more aggressive. So a lot of these altcoins at the moment, you can see downtrends. We're going to talk about them now. When we break those types of trends, then we can start getting a little bit more excited. Okay, so you have the plan here on BTC to the downside. Then I just wanted to point out, I highlighted this for you guys. There's a massive liquidity zone here. So this is almost like a no FOMO region. And the reason that's important to me is here's my liquidation heat map. You can see there's a ton of liquidity building up here at the top. Look at this, all the way up to 97,800. There's a big juicy zone here, and it could be pretty easy pickings in these low volume conditions. Remember, it's Thanksgiving now in the US. The markets are closed, and we are open for some gains. We are open for some action from the market makers, and don't discount some kind of freakish pump into that zone before they come and send that down. So just look out for that. That is why I've highlighted that upside there for you on the charts. That's a no FOMO zone. Just be careful up there if they do pump it into that zone. Remember, low volume day today as well. So lots of games that are available to be played. Yes, sir.
I concur. That's straight into a supply zone, liquidity. That's a short.
Guys, do you want to know how Ray trades? Do you want to see what Ray does? Okay, we've given Ray a little bit of free reign there in the new Chart Hackers Discord, and Ray is going to be doing some interesting scalping things. You guys know he's a bit of a degen. He trades the 3-minute candles. He uses easy algo pivots. He uses tons of things there, and Ray has got a slot there in Chart Hackers, the new Discord. If you want to see how he goes about his business and how he does things, that could be a little spicy thing on its own there for you guys. If you want to hang with Ray, he trades market opens and market closes. So just so you guys know, we are busy finalizing our Zoom session. So in these in the Discord, we're going to have private Zoom sessions with the whole team. So the whole team's going to be available. There's going to be private sessions for everybody in there. Ray's going to have 1 or 2 a week, maybe more if he's trading a lot of these market opens. So you're going to have some exposure to Ray. I see Usher says Ray 40x all day. Ray, just be careful. Handle your business, Ray. Okay, so that is going down in there. And let's actually just talk about this quickly. So just a reminder, now my school is live. This stuff is going down. And to simplify exactly what I've done here for you guys, in the simplest terms, I've basically taken my TA that you see that I do, all these hot zones that I love to build. I've combined it with some indicators for you to give you some extra confluence, some extra confidence in taking setups as well. And then the cherry on top, we've developed the automation strategy for you. So there's some of you that might not be interested in TA, but you're interested in making money out of crypto. And we've got trading bots, preset bots that are ready for you guys, and you can obviously make your own. So there'll be tons of that information. So if you take the school, you're going to learn all of those things. Okay, so sign up for the school, learn about all of these things. Then you can come into the Discord, the Chart Hackers Discord. That is now live, and we've got the Chart Prime team in there. We've got the automation guys. We've got Chaos in there. We're going to tee you guys up with everything, as well as all the private Zooms and all those things that are going down. And these are, I think it's time to have Brett. I've been sitting in this Brett position for up, down, up, down, up, down. It's the most rangy thing in history. I think it's time to look at Brett. And that is the school bundle. It's a Black Friday bundle, guys. You can see the time. The clock is ticking here. There's 20 hours left to take this bundle. This includes access to Chart Hackers, and it includes the school and the Prime XBT package that they have for you. Not Prime XBT, the Chart Prime package that they have for you, including all these indicators. So take advantage, guys. There's 20 hours left for you to take advantage of that deal. Okay. Let's go.
Most definitely. One more thing. Sorry to cut you off, but
yes, sir.
If you just watch the show, follow risk management, you'll probably be able to pay for it in the next 20 hours with the charts we're about to give you. And if you miss Black Friday, you still get it for free. If you just watch the show next week, you'll get another setup, and it'll be paid.
Correct, sir. Okay. Okay. Let's go into some spice. Okay, let's talk here. Let's talk the ETH situation. So ETH layer 2 networks hit a record 51.5 billion TVL, soaring 205% this year. We know these layer 2s are cooking. We know Optimism. We know Arbitrum. We know that deal. That is why we've been paying attention to them over the last couple of days. And then something could be a little bit bearish here. I just wanted to point this out to you guys. It says Jeffrey Wilk, the co-founder of ETH, deposited 20,000 ETH to Kraken 40 minutes ago. That was earlier today. And he's now currently holding 106,000 ETH. But the point is, he's put $75 million on an exchange. Does that mean he wants to sell? What is his plan? So let's just talk about that on the ETH chart quickly. The last time he did that, that was essentially the top of the market there for ETH before things started rolling over. So I just want to sprinkle that over there, because we know these alts are hot. We know people are saying there could be a pullback coming, and things are looking a little bit bearish. The last time that event happened on ETH, there was a bit of a sell. Okay, so just take note of what is going on there with that situation. And then let's take a look at ETH BTC. So we've had a strong bounce here. We've seen it in the charts. We've seen it in the price of ETH, but we are not out of the woods yet. So far, what I was saying is potentially playing out now for us. We're looking for that pump, then that rejection, then the real bottom of ETH BTC. Okay, that is my game plan, and that is how I'm tying up my ETH charts and my ETH orders at the moment on ZoomX. So this is how I've set up my ETH play. This is my strategy. So you guys will know I closed half of that Bitcoin long about 10 days ago, took some profits, and now we're converting that cash into ETH. I want to have a high conviction ETH play, and I've had to adjust my ETH orders. So now that ETH is pumped a little bit, I wanted to give you guys my new ETH limit orders that are waiting already and waiting. So the first one for me, 3,426, limit order 1. The next one I've got set for you guys is 3,200. Then I've got 3,080, and then I've got another limit order at 2,900. So my point being here is we believe that ETH is starting to show strength against BTC. We believe the market is turning. We also believe there might be a sell-off in the near future. That is why I'm not aping into anything right now. It's feeling a little bit toppy for me at the moment. So I'm trying to prep a little bit lower down on lots of altcoins, but ETH is one of them that I want to make sure I get some entries if there is a quick sell-off in the market. So that is my game plan on ETH. And you guys can follow me and do the same thing. If you want to trade this, obviously on any exchange, but if you want to trade this on ZoomX, you just go into the show description underneath, and then you're going to click on the link here where it says ZoomX. Okay, click on the link, sign up. They've always got cool bonuses and offers for you guys. So just click on that ZoomX link there, and that'll give you access. There's no KYC on ZoomX as well. So trade on them. You just need an email address and VPN in some restricted countries. And remember the same principle here. All of these links, just click on the link, and you can see my trading accelerator school is here. Just click on that link, and then you can get involved in that. And then also there's an offer just for the Discord. So if you guys just want a piece of the Discord, there's a Black Friday deal just for the Discord for you guys that's available. Just make sure you use the promo code. Okay, the promo code is Black Friday. Wait, where's my promo code? Okay, I'm going to get the promo code. Okay, the promo code's disappeared. We'll make sure it's in the show description by the time we're done, but it's going to be Black Friday. Okay, something like that. You use that in the promo code, then you are going to get a deal out of that thing. Okay. Let's go. Let's finalize ETH. So just to confirm those levels I've just given you on ZoomX, and how have I done that? I've just done my big FIB pool. I've looked for confluence in big zones, and you can see these orders that I've set now all tie in with my hot zones. So if we do ping those areas, these are most likely zones where we are going to get bounces on ETH or reactions in those areas. Obviously, we can't call the bottom, but one of these zones could be the bottom of the ETH move. So just to be fully prepped, I've got those orders ready. We can pick them up all the way down. Okay, that is the game plan there. And then Ansem, our meme guy, waking up, and he's taking note of what is going on with ETH. He's taking note of Uni, 𝗙𝗡𝗡. Look at this, lots of action going on. And he's even now paying attention to the ETH ecosystem. And look at this 𝗙𝗡𝗡. So, you know, this is one that we've spoken about on and off a lot of the time. And I know Fahad loves to trade this one. And he's always in the chats trading some 𝗙𝗡𝗡. So hopefully he's still long. But anybody who got hold of this 𝗙𝗡𝗡 a couple of weeks ago when we spoke about this thing is cooking, okay? And we are still on track for our upside target. So nothing to do yet. Anybody who's holding 𝗙𝗡𝗡, no changes yet. We're looking at 250. Let it do its work. Let it carry on churning higher. There's nothing you need to do right now. So there's no fresh trades for me on 𝗙𝗡𝗡. Let it play out. You might get that pullback in the market. Then we get some kind of push higher. But anybody who grabs some 𝗙𝗡𝗡 with me, 250 is where it's at. That is going to be our upside target. And of course, you can go full degen vibes, and you can copy exactly what I'm going to give you on the next group of charts. And you can apply the same concept to these charts if you are looking for some kind of degen setup on 𝗙𝗡𝗡. So let's get into the next one, ENA, that Ansem was taking note of, and just some basic TA coming into play here for us on the daily. So look at that beautiful 618 rejection. Where have you seen that 100 times? Okay, with a pump, what happens? 618 macro pool rejection for us. And now what do we do? Okay, ENA traders, what do we do? This thing's looking bullish. How do we get our entry? How do we play the game? So number one, what we like to do is zoom out on the daily, identify a couple of things. Number one, this is showing relative strength. So if there is a quick sell-off in the market, is there a possibility that the relative strength tokens will recover a lot faster? If you believe that is correct, which I certainly do, then you want to have your limit order set on some hot zones in case this thing falls over. So the big levels here that you guys need to watch, 0.5917. Make sure you are locked and loaded there. You are ready. 0.5917. Maybe just front run that a little bit. You don't want to be exactly on that number. And then I've got an absolute cracker here for you, 0.4866. That's our 200-day and our 50-day day. You can see there's a golden cross coming here on this thing. And we do know from history as well, golden crosses, there's often a dump on a golden cross before the next pump. So by the time the golden cross happens, we know that this token is generally pumped. Then the cross happens, there's some kind of pullback, and then it's generally a bullish pullback, and then we get that push higher and we start cruising. So higher time frame stuff, ENA, you know what to do. Okay, that is your first zone you want to watch. Now, degens, okay, the filthy animals out there. Okay, we obviously can't say exactly when there's going to be a reversal, but what we know in these types of downtrends is there's often a rangy, not a rangy, but there's often a downtrend in play. But in the downtrend, there's often typically bounces along the way while we make our way to our big zones. Okay, so there's often trades available for you guys and off these big type of areas, these big hot zones that we are watching. So some degen levels for you guys. And what I want to suggest here is I'm using the chart prime oscillator at the bottom. You can see the ideal scenarios for longs are when we get these full oversold and we get these little green triangle prints, as you can see there, and those give us those types of moves. Now, I'm looking at ENA on the 1 hour, and you can see my oscillator has not reset yet, so it's not quite in the zone. Okay, so ideally we want to just let this oscillator start resetting a little bit to the downside, let it do its thing. But as we can see, we can track that oscillator on some of these key levels if we are looking for a bounce. And you can see right now ENA is moving into a hot zone for me. So I've got a couple of levels for you degens out there. If you're looking for some kind of scalp situation, the first thing you want to look at is just look for that dip into this anchored VWAP. So I would say anything from 0.6835, look for a reaction at 666, look for that, and then some kind of bounce potentially off that zone. Okay, degens, that's the degen zone. Then if we do drop a little bit further, look at this cracker, 6345. I've got my 618, I've got my anchored VWAP as well, and I've got a little bit of cover on my 50 MA on the 4 hour. Look out there. Okay, that could be your next bounce as well. And then remember, if the thing starts falling over properly, I've highlighted this for you. This is your major higher time frame level. So when you're degening, you are zoomed in, and you sometimes lose focus of the higher time frame stuff and what is going on, and you're fighting these little trades. Remember, zoom out. Understand where your big levels are and look at our big level here. That 0.5917. If we zoom in, that is right here. Okay, that is in this region here. That's our 786 as well, sitting in that zone. So that is your next degen zone. So what does this look like for us? Typically, I would expect on the current situation, looking for some kind of move lower, we get something along these lines, okay, before we get our big move up. So you typically get your bottoming moves when we hit the major level. So it would be quite weird for a token to not top out or not to bottom out on a major level. And you'll see they often tie in with big foot pulls and things like that. So that is how I play these things. So there might be little trades in between. Look out, the big action was probably going to happen at these lows here, that 5.9 to 0.6 region that you're going to be watching. Okay, so that is that for that guy. And just one more note on using these oscillators. Also, very important information. When you're trying to snipe your entries, yes, dial into the 1 hour, but it's also very handy to zoom out 8 hour, 12 hour daily and understand where these oscillators are telling you they are at these current times. So look at this. So if we zoom out on this thing, we can see this thing is still pretty overcooked. It's still in the hot zone here, and not in the hot zone. It's still in the overheated zone, and there is a little bit of divergence at the moment. Okay, so that's also telling you that this thing might want to just breathe a little bit and dip a little bit lower along the way. So that is how we can start programming those hot zones there on the lower time frames and just start watching for those reactions. Remember, the biggest moves always come when the 12 hour and the dailies are reset. You get smaller moves when the 1 hour and the 4 hour are reset. So look out for the higher time frame moves. Those often pay the most. Okay, and then ENS on the weekly. So we saw that on Banter Bubbles. I mean, look at this absolute pumper, 31%. And let's just look at where we are now and how do we approach this. So if you're holding spot bags like ENS, nothing to, just enjoy the party. Okay, we've got a big upside here. I've got a target of 78 for you guys at the moment. And I've got major weekly support. That is new. It's fresh weekly support. Look at that guy. All those candle touches in that box. And anything down to 29 for me is a solid major support zone that you want to be watching on ENS. Now, we've seen relative strength here. So this is something you want to start getting a piece of. Now, if you get gifted a big sell-off in the market, look out at 29. That is a nice hot zone for you. And then not much happening on ENS on the weekly until we hit 22. Okay, so maybe have a stink bid in that area. But for me, this thing should recover super fast if there's a sell-off in the market. So look out 29, look out 22. Be ready in those zones. Relative strength tokens, when the market wakes up, they recover nice and quickly. So watch those ones. Okay, and then let's talk base. And now yesterday, base broke 10 million transactions for the first time. Why is this important to us? Well, look at this. Optimism. Okay, base is built on optimism. Okay, and that is why optimism has been absolutely ripping. This is our ETH layer 2, and this thing is still holding relatively well now at the moment. So optimism on the daily, we've got a nice break and a nice rejection at our horizontal. Look at that. Okay, big daily rejection area there. No surprises there. Now, the test comes for optimism. What happens next? What happens on the big sell-off? And can we get a degen trade in between all of this if this thing is going to start moving for us? So first level, you want to watch for optimism on the higher time frame, the dailies. Look out at 224. Okay, 224. Look at that. That's big daily support. A little bit lower, 21168. And then I've got a cracker, 1.96. Okay, 2116. And 1.96. Mark those ones on your charts there. Those are your higher time frame bangers that you need to pay attention to. And then degens, I've got a little bit of spice, okay, for you guys. Now you can see a lot of these tokens are behaving the same way now. They're settling on semi-hot zones, but I've got the same problem everywhere. I'm waiting for my oscillators to talk to me. I need them to start giving me a guide. And just like in that previous token I showed you, we're looking for these types of signs here on these short-term moves to get us cooking. Okay, so I'm just waiting. I'm just watching this one. Okay, we just want to see this one start bottoming out, print us some kind of reversal sign. Then we know it's potentially on for optimism. So right now you can see optimism has moved into, on a degen basis here, on the 1 hour, it's moved into a reaction zone, and you can see it's reacting. They've put the brakes on here after that sell-off, and now it's doing its business in that region. But what I would suggest here, watch 2.21, this whole box here. Rising trend, anchored VWAP, 786. If you get a short-term dip into that guy, for me, that is a nice little long opportunity there for the degens that you can play around with. So look out at that. This is your degen chart on the 1 hour. So 2.3, there's action here at the moment. Higher conviction on the degen levels, 2.218. That box, anything down just below that region. So even 2.2, okay, in that zone, that is where there's a little bit of spice for me on the lower time frame. That is where you get some kind of scalp play, I would suggest. And obviously, guys, protect yourselves with stop losses and manage your risk appropriately. But those are the zones for me that are interesting. And remember, all these charts that you see here go directly into the Chart Hackers Discord, courtesy of Ray, okay, directly after the show. So make sure you are watching the show for context. And then if you're in Chart Hackers, the charts are there for you. Look at them at your leisure, copy them, try and figure out how I'm doing it and whatever. And just build them on your charts, because these are the hot zones and these are the ones that cook. These are the money printers for us. Okay, so optimism. Degen plays, we are covered on wipeouts. Okay, we are covered on the market killing us. Now, elite charts, I don't want to harp on too much about Matic, okay, because I don't want to become a Matic bro, because I've been dissing Matic for probably a year and a half. Excuse me. I'm getting thirsty in this office. But elite charts has given some stupid, and I'm not saying he's stupid, I'm saying he's given some stupid price predictions for Poly, okay? And I mean, this guy, yeah, he posts a lot of stuff, and he's given you a nice thread as to why he thinks Poly can go to $15 and $36. Now, maybe he just bought a ton of Matic in the bear market, in the bull market, and he's at a loss and he's trying to pump his bags or whatever the story. But I don't know, Ray, what do you think about Matic, bro? I'm not a fan.
I mean, I'm also not a fan, but I've talked about it multiple times. Well, I remember when it was slow in the bear market. I said Matic's gonna pump. It's gonna have his day in the sun, and the day in the sun could be coming. It could be coming.
Look, we've been proven wrong. We got proven wrong on XRP, ADA. Okay, I think even fucking DOT is gonna pump at some point. Okay, so let's just look. Let's give Matic its dues. Okay, let's look at it and just confirm. So you guys know my view on my degen or my 4-hour Matic view is I still want an entry at 0.45. Okay, I can't really change that sentiment for the high conviction entry. Now, there's obviously going to be a couple of degen plays along the way, but for me, it's 0.45. And now, if we get that gift there, then that's a proper trade for me. Okay, that's a high conviction trade. That's not scalp business. That is where we say, okay, this is a proper price now for us on Matic, 0.45. So I can't change my view on that. We did see yesterday, we did have a short-term bounce here on the 382, okay, and now it's a lower high, okay, so we might be in a situation now with Matic where we are actually doing this, okay, so let it play out a little bit, and you'll see on some of the other charts I'm going to show you, they are looking a little bit bearish, these altcoins now at the moment, so that could be the start of a little downtrend here. Look at that reaction there, and then maybe we're going to get that out of Matic. Okay, so that is still my sentiment for Poly or Matic, whatever you want to call it. That is still my plan, and that is still my view. And then a little bit lower down, so the level 45, a little bit lower down, 0.4. And just interesting to note, I've got my quantum band, I've got my quantum reactor. Okay, it's a quantum reactor from Chart Prime here, and that is also giving us support. Now, that provides us support and resistance along the way, and it's at the 786 and the horizontal. I've got the quantum reactor here at 0.4. So that is a nice support, brother, here. And Ivan, how are you, sir? He says, I'm speaking the truth. Don't forget Ray's favorite, Celestia. Guys, Ray will do Celestia for you in Chart Hackers, okay? He'll cover that all day long if you guys want him to. Okay, so guys, that's my high conviction situation for Matic. There's no, there's no high conviction player for me. There will be scalps along the way, obviously, but if we get it down here, I like that vibe, okay? I like that zone. So just being a little bit patient. Now, let's talk WeX. And I've got a little bit of a mixed bag now. And if you look at this WeX account, you can see it's a lot of up-down happening at the moment. So the market is super undecided. And you would have felt that in your bags. We were making tons of money. 7-10 days ago, we were absolutely melting faces. And now the market's just gone to that period where we go calm again and things slow down. And we just got to understand, we've got to always read the room here. And we can't force the market. If we start forcing things, what happens? Unnecessary stop outs, lots of wasted opportunities. Just don't force things. So you can see my account up, down, up, down, up, down. It's very quiet at the moment while we wait for direction. And that direction could be a mega pump. And obviously it could be a dump, which is what, a lot of us have been talking about over the last while. We're looking for that sell-off. And that is why I continuously keep building little hedge shorts in all of these trading accounts. I've just got some shorts cooking here, just in case there's a little bit more weakness in the market. So that cash short, I just added a little bit to that cash short the other day. I'm going to show you that chart. AVAX was a short on the right shoulder of a Head and Shoulders. So let's see if that plays out. That also ties in with that Bitcoin short that I'm currently in. Then you can see WIF is back to flat. So that was pumping. Now it's back to flat. Optimism, no changes on that guy. Sol, no changes. Nice little move yesterday, but quiet again. Okay, had a nice little pump. And then that link short is okay. And my Miro short is printing. And long may that Miro short print, because that's going to pay for my entry for my giga-sized Miro long. Okay, by the time we get that wipeout, we're going to have a nice big Miro size. Remember, we've got our limit orders set on Miro at those lower levels, and we're just waiting for that sell-off. So let the sell-off come. That short will carry me down. It's going to buy lower down, close the short, and then we'll have a nice big size on Miro. So that is the game plan for this WeX thing. This was that WeX competition account. So, we've just been playing this one safe, got some hedges going. Let's see, okay, how that plays out for us. Now, let's talk AVAX. And you can see typical AVAX play on the 1 hour that we're watching here at the moment. And this is a Head and Shoulders in play. Okay, and that is why that short made sense. Nice little hedge play. If you pump into these types of areas, sometimes, if you net long everywhere and you pump into something that could be a right shoulder or for a nice reaction zone, maybe it's nice for a little head short. Okay, so look out for that guy. And that is what I've got now. Resistance 44.4 on AVAX. Now, how do we invalidate this current short that I'm sitting in? Simple game plan. Pop the right shoulder. Retest there, bang. Okay, then we bulls again. Then we cooking, we laughing, we singing, we hitting the bullhorn, we doing all those things. But until then, conservative, let it do its thing. We're still looking a bit bearish here. That is a bearish looking setup. So a little bit lower down for me on AVAX on the 1 hour, 37.3. Okay, 37.3. That is where I'd like to see the next reaction on AVAX. So if this move continues down, you most likely get something in that region. So you probably get something along those lines, and then bang, I'm looking for that on AVAX. Okay, so that for me is where I'll look to close that short as well, 37.3. Give or take, and then we've also got our rising trend in play, and that for me is the safest sort of game plan right now. Okay, so if you're feeling bullish on some else potential scalp levels, I'm going to show you a 𝗧 trade, another 𝗧 setup for you guys on probably the next chart. I've got 𝗧 coming for you, just in a hot zone. Could be it's a low conviction degen play, and it's got the same principle here. We might get scalps along the way, but then we end up lower down. Okay, so that is what I'm playing. Let's talk CAS. And anybody who, remember what you need to do with the show, okay? The show regularly, pick your favorite tokens, take notes on what I'm doing, mark the levels on your chart, set them up. Some of the setups I give you take days to come, okay? They sometimes take 2 or 3 days before they are applicable. What if I'm not talking about them on the day to remind you? So you need to do your own homework. You need to obviously be prepared for these scenarios. And CAS, I mean, this was nice. The other day, it pumped back into our 200-day MA, anchored VWAP, 50 MA on the 4-hour, 382 and trend. Okay, so that is why that was a short setup. So you can see we've also got that trend lost, so it's looking a bit bearish at the moment. So for me, CAS head short play, looking for lower, so let it drift lower. Okay, that's what I'm looking at there. And there's another long at 0.13 on CAS that I'm looking at, so that would be a bounce zone for me potentially. But right now we've lost trend, we've retested major level, let it drift lower. Okay, so that is my hedge play on CAS. I'm head short there, looking for a move down, and exactly the same as AVAX. How do you invalidate this? Well, we know we've got an absolute war zone ahead of us, 200-day MA, all these things in front of us. Let's break through that zone. If we pop through that, okay, and the market gets aggressive here, that's a long buy. Okay, that's what you can look for. So just look for that break of these major levels. Then you can use them as support later on. Okay, look for that big break, and then that will be invalidated. And then my invalidated short is going to invalidate me, and I'm going to be invalidated beyond invalidation. Okay, do you concur? Do you concur with the invalidation of the invalidation? Guys, am I talking too much here? I just feel like I'm talking so much. I'm losing my voice. I'm a little bit ill at the moment, guys. I can't hear in my left ear. I've actually lost my hearing, believe it or not. Not that it's your problem, it's my problem, but my left ear doesn't work.
You're crushing it, though. You're crushing it. You're in the zone.
My left ear got invalidated, guys. Okay, let's see. Mia, I've made invalidated shirts. I've actually got a guy right now. He's procuring 300-400 for me. So anybody who's joining Hackers at some point is going to get some merch. Okay, he's making a couple of shirts for me. It's on its way. Okay, it's on its way. Okay, let's go. Let's talk 𝗧. So potential degen play here, guys. Okay, now it's a degen play. Okay, so just take it for what it is. Yesterday we long 𝗧. I did a beautiful round trip on 𝗧. Okay, had that long pop. Was big in profit. What happened? Come down, back at stop, back. Okay, typical round trip here in the market. So we got that 𝗧 long yesterday. Are we going to get the 𝗧 long again today? Are we going to get a move? So this is the degen play. I've opened a small 𝗧 position, number 1, and I've got another limit order a little bit lower down on 𝗧. I'm going to show you exactly what I've done there. But right now, 𝗧, if you want to use the support, 0.633 is what you're using as support. You can see degens. Here's your rising trend. Okay, that is what we're watching there. And we are looking for a push higher. Now, let's just take a look at our oscillator. Let's just see where we are here. And you can see a little bit of divergence in the oscillator. So we don't have the print yet, but we can see there's divergence here. Look at that. The price going down and the oscillator turning up. So that could be a sign on the 1-hour short-term bounce coming on 𝗧. Remember, don't shoot the whole shot into this thing. And I'll show you exactly what I've done here. This is my Bybit account, okay? And what I've done is I've opened a 7,500 position on 𝗧, and I've got another limit order a little bit lower down here at 6298 for another 7,500, so that I could try and lock in a 15K position if there is a little dip into that zone. So ideally, we just look for that dip and then that push. So that little stop hunt in that area there. I see DJ Dave's in the house, and he's coming on the show tomorrow. Okay, so he better bring us some setups. He better bring us some bangers tomorrow. Okay, so there's short-term scalp 𝗧 situation potentially brewing there for us. And you can see I'm still in that poly trade from yesterday. No changes. A full round trip. Gone up, gone down. The market's just a bit slow at the moment. So we're waiting for a nice big push here for us. and say, let it do its thing off this level. So that is what I'm watching. If you're looking for a stop loss and things like that, well, what I would suggest is candle close under these types of regions, 6257, those types of levels. Obviously, guys, it depends on how much leverage you are using, and that is why I've laddered into this entry. So if it starts moving now, I've only got one entry, but if it does dip a little bit lower, it is going to grab me that second one in that zone. But ideally we get that. Okay, that is what I'm watching for. But if it does start running away, your upside target is probably going to be to take out these wicks again. You're probably going to look at that trend up there. So if we do really get a nice hard push, that's possibly what could be playing out with, say, on the 1 hour time frame. But bearing in mind, okay, the market is still bearish. So short-term moves on the 1 hour, the dailies are looking heavily overcooked. They still want to turn over. They do want to come down a little bit more. Daddy Chill, why are you swearing, bro? What's happening? What's happening with Daddy Chill? Talk to me. The therapist is in the house. The therapy session starts now. What can I help you with, sir? Why are you stressed? What's going on? Okay, talk to me, Daddy Chill. Okay, let's go bonk. And 𝗲𝗟, I'm glad I'm not putting you to sleep, bro. I'm relieved about that. Okay, here's bonk. So yesterday, I'm so happy he's not sleeping. I had a guy at the Sniper Club event, and he came to me. He's like, "Yeah, you put me to sleep." He said, "I must talk faster. I must be more hyped." Okay, and I was like, "Geez, I am pretty hyped when I do these things." But he says I'm going to hype myself a little bit more. Okay, let's go. Let's talk bonk. So the signs were there that we were going to get a bounce yesterday, and what were the telling signs? Well, we had our reversal on our oscillator, we had our blueprint, so we knew we were going to get a move out of bonk. But unfortunately, so far, it's quite a short-term move. So it was a tiny little pump there on a lot of these tokens yesterday. Let's just see the size of this thing. So anybody who traded bonk, you've now probably come back to where you were. So what did we get there? We got about a 14%. It's not a joke. I mean, 14% a decent sized pump. But I mean, obviously, we don't come here for 14%. We come here for a lot more than that. But for me, bonk's still looking at lower. So you can see that bearish head and shoulders that started playing out, lost the trend. Now we're drifting lower. So bulls again. If there's a scalp, yes, this thing can go a bit more. But for me, I would say watch this trend, and I would say watch these lows, watch that 618. I think that's eventually where we're going to end up on bonk. So your levels that you can watch, 4050 and 3435. Those are the levels I would watch now leading into the weekend over the next while. Okay, so keep your eyes on those guys, and let's see. James, positive ball of energy. It's 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗍 that's the sneezer. I'll tell him you said so. I'll tell him. Okay, let's talk AI tech. Now we've seen, you saw Render started waking up, whatever virtual was, I don't know, but I see WLD also woke up, and I saw today that AI tech also looking pretty good. So guys, don't forget about AI tech. We've been talking about this one for a while, and it's playing nice catch up at the moment. So we've had a nice push, but we're still at our resistance band. So no new situations just yet on AI tech. But once we start breaking our big horizontal here at 13, when we start cracking that, that's going to open a nice spot trade for us to about 60 or about 65%. Okay, that is coming. So spot traders, what you can do if you're sitting in AI tech, you can use your current 200-day MA as support. That is 0.11. If you're looking for a new trade, let this thing give momentum first. Okay, then we can start looking. We'll use that as support, and we want that 65%. So right now, remember, the current sentiment is if things are feeling a little bit bearish here, there's an opportunity. There might be a little dip later in the market. So that is how I'm playing that one. If you dip down onto that 111, that could be another opportunity for you, of course. But I think there's another 65% coming on AI tech when the market decides to kick back into gear. Okay, let's go Peppy as well. Remember, ETH meme play again, a little bit of underperforming over the last since the 14th of November. So quiet for 2 weeks, but don't forget what Peppy loves to do for us. Look at that, a little 96%er, and that will come back. That will come again, as you know. So it's just a matter of patience here. And Peppy traders, I don't want to, there's no fresh trade for me. If you didn't get this one yesterday off these types of levels and you're not sitting comfortably in it now, I would say just wait. Okay, you've got Peppy on the 4 hour. What can happen here? Yes, it can break those types of levels. Then we've got a trade on for Peppy. So watch out for that break of 201. If you start breaking 201, there's probably a trade on there for you, some kind of bullish trend break that you can play the momentum on. So wait for that break. Then what you can do quite simply is you'll bang your stop under that breakout candle or one of the candles before that. Okay, you just want to make sure you give it a little bit of room if there is some kind of pullback. And if the move is true, then it will carry on pushing up. If it's a fake out, they're coming back to eat you. Okay, they're going to come back and smash you. So look for that break there. Break this to the 201 zone. Then we could have something on there. And you can see on the 1 hour here, this is just something interesting I'm picking up now. Look out here. Okay, that looks interesting. This thing. Okay, there could be something coming here. If this level holds here on Peppy, maybe there's a little bullish source coming here for you guys. So watch these lows. Watch 18905. Okay, here's the 1 hour inverse head and shoulders. Maybe something's happening there. Okay, so just watch that. Watch the lows there. 189. Okay, 189. Use 189, guys, as your potential lows there on Peppy. Keep your eyes on that. If you break that trend, I would say there's a bit of momentum coming, but let it come to you rather. You know, just be patient. Let it do its work first. Okay, let's go Phantom. Almost at a level now for me. So you can see what's happened with Phantom. We've lost the trend on the 1 hour. So Phantom traders, Sonic news coming, sell the news event, all these types of things. Is the energy run out now on Phantom? So it remains to be seen what happens next. But right now, anybody sitting in Phantom, bearish on the 1 hour. What happened with Sol? What happened with AVAX? What happened with others? They pumped up and then they started falling over. So I'd expect something pretty similar to Phantom as well as some of the other guys. So notable now, we've lost the rising trend. We have to turn a little bit bearish until proven otherwise. So what do we have here for Phantom? Big support for me. I've got my quantum reactor here and my anchored VWAP and horizontals and trend at 92. Okay, so Phantom traders on the 1 hour, 92 looks like a zone of interest. Look at that. Support, lots of horizontals here, VWAP in play, quantum reactor. If we're holding above that quantum reactor, we generally stay bullish. Okay, that is basically our trend decider. Okay, so as long as we're holding that, then we should be okay. So Phantom, let it come to you. 92 is a zone of interest there for me. That's a hot zone there for us. And let's see on the 1 hour, what do we got? Okay, a little bit of a bottoming out there on the 1 hour. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hours coming down. You see that? So that we're trying to just read the room here. Okay, we can see the divergence. The 4 hours now coming down. So it printed that divergence. Look at that. Lots of divergence there. Then this thing started falling over. So that 4 hour might want to churn a little bit lower. That's what tells me that there might be a short-term bounce. But even the 4 hour is telling us that we might have to head a little bit lower first. So just be patient, at least from my side. You know, I'm being super patient here. Obviously, it's hard. You know, it's hard not to have FOMO. You think you're going to miss the next big move, but patience is key. Okay, you know that feeling by now. If you've been trading for long enough, or you've been watching these shows for long enough, you know when the momentum is back in the market. Everyone's getting hyped. You can feel it in the charts. Everything is moving nicely right now. A little bit of foot at the gas for me. I'm not aping. We're just keeping it civilized at the moment. Okay, we're not going to be savages just yet. Okay. Oh, and then just Phantom. Just touch on key levels for Phantom, higher time frame zones. Okay, you can see that we are in the zone 99, and then your next one is that 9028. Okay, and that ties in down there. A little bit lower, where we there. Okay, that ties in with that trend. Okay, so that's also in that region for us. So major zone for us there, DGens, big zone there. Okay, that is tied in with your higher time frame 382 fib at 0.9028. So watch that guy. Okay, let's go Ponke from yesterday. No updates. Okay, we've had our reversal. If you're sitting in Ponke, nothing to do now. Okay, you can raise your stop a little bit if you want to, but other than that, using the lows 493 as your support. But no changes there. This is our 4 hour. Might want to churn higher, but you might have a situation like this. We need to double bottom, create some divergence, and then some kind of move. Okay, so Ponke, small little move. I think we got about 10% out of that. Nothing shooting the lights out. But again, sign of where the market is at the moment and a quiet day for us. Okay, and then let's touch on AVAX. Just to finish on AVAX, I've got AVAX for you on the lower time frame. We've done AVAX. Okay, we covered AVAX already. Okay, cool. I'm going mad here, Ray. I'm going mad. Okay, you guys have got everything you need from me. Quiet day today, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, or what do we say? Do we say Happy Thanksgiving, Ray? Or do we say what we're thankful for? How does it work, bro? You're in hiding here.
Well, you say Happy Thanksgiving or Happy Turkey Day. It's Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day. Okay. And thank you for all the support that everybody gives me here on the show. I love doing this stuff for you. It's absolute blast. And really, to share my alpha that I would just share with my friends, I get to share it with you now. And I mean, it's what a pleasure. Okay, I absolutely love that. So that's what I'm thankful for. I'm also be thankful if the market bounces in these key areas. Okay, so watch those levels closely, guys. Just trade safe today. Take it easy. Tomorrow, the markets are open again. US is open again. So I think action again tomorrow. But right now, you know my sentiment, okay? A little bit bearish, leaning bearish at the moment. Still got longs open, but a couple of head shorts in case the wheels come off, okay? Just make sure you are prepared. Okay, guys. Somebody said don't invalidate my feelings. Okay. See you guys later.
Bro, are we shorting?